Hi. Have you or any of your loved ones been affected by tetanus in the workplace recently? Have you been impaled by any possibly rusty objects and are concerned for your well-being? Us here at the law offices of Paul Goodman are here to help. We are concerned for you, and we will express that concern. Tetanus is contracted from the bacterium Clostridium tetani, and this bacterium produces a poisonous toxin that usually enters the body via cuts and punctures. Here you can see what this bacterium looks like. Exposure to this bacteria may be a product of improper work practices and a lack of safe environment for workers. This simply will not do, and we will not let this go unnoticed. This means that the employer is responsible for the well-being and safety of their employees. That is where we come in. It's a serious responsibility that, if not fulfilled by the employer, will lead to very many health complications of their subordinates, and it is imperative that the employees keep the well-being of their employees in mind. Otherwise, they are subject to legal recourse. This is very important to us as a law firm, and we advocate for your health as a working American. Better call Paul. 1-800-INFECTION. Once again, that is 1-800-INFXION. So, in the case of self-identification of a possible tetanus infection, stiffness and spasms of the jaw and neck muscles are common signs and first symptoms that you will encounter upon infection. This is what will lead you to believing that you possibly have this. Next, you will also look for difficulty swallowing and stiffness of your abdominal muscles, and it can cause extreme discomfort. At this point, you are likely to have tetanus, and you would like to see medical attention. Painful and lasting body spasms is a very serious side effect, and you need to find medical help at this point. And also following that medical help, legal recourse is very important at this point because you have clearly been wronged in your workplace. Other symptoms include fever, sweating, and elevated heart rate. You do not want to wait. You may want to contact us preemptively if you can find some of the following: dirt, dust, or animal feces in your work environment. If you are commonly working with these things and they have any way of getting into your system, you would like to take action now. If you have not been vaccinated for tetanus, it is very important that you contact us ASAP because there is a perfectly good chance that you are at risk. If you work in an environment where punctures, scrapes, and cuts occur often, many times this is an industrial work environment. As seen here, there are very many hazards and points where people may become injured and exposed to things like rust. In the case of a previous occurrence, seek legal representation immediately. Childbearing without having vaccinated previously, possible infection of surgical wounds, and puncture by used or dirty sharp in the medical environment. These are each different cases where you will want to contact us immediately because this is what we specialize in and we want to represent you. This infection can be financially crippling for you. It can set you back in your life. Broken bones and spinal injury occur as a product of spasms due to tetanus, and this can cause immense problems. Spinal injury can be permanently detrimental to your body. Lasting or permanent disability, including permanent brain damage, ranging in severity levels up to that of cerebral palsy in infants. And this is just obscene. You do not deserve to be subjected to this. Death by respiratory failure due to the lack of muscular control is also a serious issue to deal with when you have a tetanus infection. The diaphragm is a vital part in respiration, and if you do not have proper muscle control, this can happen. Elongated immobility as a collateral effect of sedatives prescribed by healthcare professionals. This leads into a whole other area of our expertise. We specialize in medical malpractice, and we want to represent you. In the case of injury or physical ailments due to improper prescription or any sort of medical malpractice, we'll also be glad to represent you, and we want to help you. Medical malpractice is another specialty of the law offices of Paul Goodman, as you know. This is not something that you should have to go through. As an American, you have the right to proper health care and health in general. There is no reason why you should have to put up with the repercussions of an unsafe work environment. You are there to do your job. It is not in your job description to become injured and hence go through possibilities of potential illnesses. So call us. Do not hesitate if you have any questions at all. We will be glad to help you. If for any moment at all you feel unsafe in your work environment and you feel it is unfit, please give us a call. Have no hesitation. Call us at 1-800-INFECTION. That is 1-800-INFXION. Now, you are likely to encounter many naysayers in this occurrence. So, what you need to do is you need to equip yourself with the proper tools necessary to defend your rights. So do not lose hope. There are things you can do on your own. You will encounter people who will say many things, and they will have a reason for saying these things. Often, if you bring it up in the workplace, your boss will claim that it is unreasonable to provide financial backing for immunizations. And that is just simply wrong. That is unacceptable. Because the possibility of you becoming ill in their workplace because of the environment that they have set up for you, it is their responsibility. So, they will try and put it off on you because they do not want to pay for it. They want to save their money. Expect people telling you that vaccination will not work. Expect vaccinations containing toxic mercury as an argument that people will raise. Thimerosal is in vaccines, and people think that it has a poisonous effect on you. You will run into the risk of developing autism or getting brain damage. This is simply wrong. People will say that it is not even worth it because the chances of getting tetanus are low. And while that one has maybe the most merit out of any of these statements, it is still false because the amount of people that believe that they are safe because of the fact that the chances of them getting a disease is so low are the ones who usually are surprised the most by getting sick. And people claim that they contain formaldehyde, and they claim that that is bad. And we will continue and explain that in just a moment. You, like as discussed earlier, you need to be ready to fight back and defend yourself while in the meantime and hold off the front line until we can get there and provide you the legal recourse necessary. These claims can be easily refuted, and here's what you can do to do this. Thimerosal contains non-toxic ethyl mercury, and this is not to be mistaken with methyl mercury, which is far more toxic, and it has never been content in our vaccines. Ethyl mercury is not toxic in the amount given in vaccines today. Thimerosal is not even used in vaccines anymore, except for a few flu shots and small amounts because it's necessary. And at the same time, thimerosal is drained from the body with ease anyways. So with this said, thimerosal isn't even harmful. Depending on what the claims are said, it means nothing because it has ethyl mercury and not methyl mercury. Vaccines do not cause autism. People who will tell you otherwise, and you will say no, that is false. Science has not found any specific cause for autism yet. So your boss, an expert in whatever it may be at the quarry, has no proper opinion on what causes autism. This claim is based off the Wakefield study and has been discredited completely by the entire scientific community. Also, formaldehyde is a necessary preservative in the vital inactivation of certain viruses and vaccines. This compound is naturally occurring in the body, and we make more of it in a single day than is present in any vaccine. Therefore, it is perfectly safe, and we make sure that it is safe before it's given to you. So, in closing, we are here for you. do not hesitate to call us at 1-800-INFECTION. That is 1-800-INFXION or 1-800-463-9466. Again, that is 1-800-463-9466.